Alright, so for today's video, I will teach you how to compute or solve for compound interest in a shorter version. Alright, so this is brought to you by PM Tutorials. So let's start with identifying important terms that we will encounter. So interest is compounded annually or 1, semi-annually or 2, quarterly or 4, monthly or 12, daily or 365 days in figure. Alright? So find the period interest rate. So how do we find the period interest rate? Okay, so the period interest rate is computed by dividing the yearly interest rate by the number of periods per year that the interest is compounded. So the formula for period interest rate is this. Period interest rate is equal to yearly interest rate all over the number of interest periods per year. Or we may represent this by small letter r is equal to big letter R all over n. Okay, so let's have an example. Okay, find the period interest rate if the annual interest rate is 8% and the interest is compounded semi-annually. Okay, so we know that the formula is r, small letter r is equal to big letter R all over n. Okay, so the value of big letter R is 8%. Therefore, 8% divided by n, which is semi-annually, to 8% divided by 2, we will have 4%. Or in decimal form, it is 0.04. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so I have here the formula for future value because it is part of the process in getting the compound interest. We have to find first the future value for us to get the compound interest. Alright? So the formula is future value is equal to principal multiplied to 1 plus period interest rate raised to the number of years. Okay, so FV is equal to future value, P is equal to principal, R is equal to period interest rate, and then N is equal to number of periods per year or the number of years. Okay, so let's apply this. I have here the first example. Find the future value and compound interest on a 20,000 pesos investment at a rate of 5% compounded yearly for 3 years. Okay, so we have to find the future value and the compound interest. So the formula for future value is FV is equal to P multiplied to 1 plus R raised to N. Okay, so the value of P is 20,000 and let's just copy the 1 plus 5% over 1 because 5% is the rate and the year is yearly. Okay, so therefore 5% divided by 1 it's 5%, and convert it into decimal form we will have 0.05 and then raise to 3. Now let's simplify the terms inside the parentheses. So 1 plus 0.05 is equal to 1.05 multiply or raised to 3, that would result to 1.157625, and then we will multiply it to the principal, which is 20,000. Therefore we will have 23,152.5 pesos. Now we're going to find the compound interest by subtracting the principal value, which is 20,000. Therefore, 23,152.5 minus 20,000, the answer is 3,152.5 pesos. Alright, so let's move to our example number 2. Find the future value and compound interest on a 60,000 pesos investment at 12% compounded semi-annually for 6 years. Okay, again, the formula is FV is equal to principal multiplied to 1 plus period interest rate raised to the number years. Okay, so the value of P is 60,000 multiplied to 1 plus 0.06 raised to 12. Why 0.06? Because 12% divided by semi-annually, which is equal to 2, we will have 6%. And convert it into decimal form, we will have 0.06. Alright? Now, let's simplify the terms inside the parentheses. 1 plus 0.06 is equal to 1.06 raised to 12. The answer is 2.01219647. And then we will multiply it to the principal, which is 60,000. Therefore, we will have 120,731.79 pesos. Now we have the future value. Okay, so moving forward, let's find the compound interest. So 120,731.79 minus 60,000, which is the principal value, we will have 60,731.79 pesos. Alright? So I hope that you guys learned from this video. And please subscribe to our channel. Alright, so that's it. Thank you. Have a great one.